don't feel like doing an opening this week. As in music. So, how's everyone's week been?
Been pretty good.
Good to hear, good to hear.
It's been alright.
Could be better, but could be worse. Been busy researching for the next QQ video, and man, it's lots and lots and lots and lots of reading, and yeah.
I ain't dead. That's about all I can really say about my week.
Wow, this is actually the fastest we've ever been through the week bit.
Oh yeah, QQ ain't here.
Because that's because mainly outside of the fact that I found out that the Green Party seems to have really upped its game in my district, there ain't really anything to say.
Anyone played any good games for the spooky Halloweens?
Nothing in particular.
I've been messing around with Painkiller Overdose, as well as, More Blood.
Being as how I'm on a crapper net, and most of the Halloween games I would want to play are multiplayer based, I've been more or less just spinning other games in the disc tray lately.
And Dan?
Mostly a bit of Doom and RuneScape.
That's good to hear, at least. Actually, So, let's begin with our topic. The first topic
Alright.
is Hasbro being sued.
For copying a Turkish app.
Actually, 1 second, let me check something. Okay, it can still hear me. Hasbro being sued.
Cool.
Since the new update with OBS, my settings have been wonky. With
Very
OBS.
wonky.
Speaking of updates, don't forget to update your graphics card later.
It's already been updated.
Alright.
And I'll be playing Darkest Dungeon for tonight. Spooky,
That's a good game.
Spoopy. Hardcore. So, Hasbro has been caught copycatting everything from the last down detail and just putting a My Little Pony skin on a mobile game called a mobile game called Toy Blast, made by a Turkish developer.
Interesting. So, what exactly was copied?
Literally
The entire game.
Yes. It is a match 3 game. They've copied basically the entire UI, the setup, where everything goes, the goal setup, how to progress. The entire game, all of its twists was literally copied down to the last detail and just put a My Little Pony skin on it. That's how much of a copy it is.
Interesting.
So, and a tutorial for Darkest Dungeon. My carriage has been destroyed.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
What is everyone's thoughts on this new predicament for Hasbro? Especially you, Mr. Dan.
Unfortunately, this is something that is pretty common in the mobile market.
Brutal fashion, that all may hear of your
And I don't think that, I don't know if, like, it's gonna ever get any better, because it's not.
terrible.
Like, this is something that has been, like, standard practice in the mobile market since forever. And it's basically full of people copying each other. I honestly don't know what to expect there. I mean, like, it's a match 3 game, which is like one of the most common sort of, game types ever, and one of the most simple to program. And yet, Hasbro managed to mess that up by copying it wholesale from another developer. And that's pretty much the news aspect of it, is that it went this bad.
If only treasure could stop
Dan,
the flow.
what do you think of it?
Mobile phone games suck. This
Besides
pretty
that.
much highlights why.
Did we expect any other answer?
Ha ha ha.
An ambush
Well, yes, they do suck.
vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
I don't know why they just don't take the game off the store and then have it be leave it at that.
Oh, that's because Turkey isn't exactly one to let things go. Like, one of the things that made me really hate that country is the fact that they kind of pretty much forced Germany into taking away the free speech rights of its comedians.
I guess.
And basically, having it so that you can be arrested for making fun of the leaders of Turkey.
Really?
Yep. So in other words, yeah, Turkey sucks. End of story. Yeah, I'm not really sure like what else could be said about it. It's like, yeah, Turkey sucks. It's a bad nation to deal with, and it's a bad nation to be a litmus test for any of this shit.
Tempor?
My own thoughts on this fucking lawsuit. All I've got to say is Hasbro's going to likely win simply because
They have more
almost
money.
nothing. It's not money. It's a case of, guess what? The amount of shit your copyright can protect in this particular instance is quite limited. Even if you use a similar UI and shit. I mean, this is a match 3 game. There's very little one can really do to avoid copying a match 3 game style, regardless of the skin they gussy it up in. Not to mention the fact that anyone who looks at cases involving shit like this knows that there's a very whole lot of red lines you need to fucking cross before you even have a chance with a jury in these types of cases, and I don't think Hasbro has come even close to the first one, but who knows, maybe I'm fucking run.
Mishka?
I don't really have much to say about it. Don't care much for Hasbro.
Squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now. You are bound to them. In time, you will know the tragedy.
Okay then.
Oh, that'll be it for the first article. For the first bit of story. Next is apparently Silent CD is free to play for the mobile for a special promotion. And when it went free to play, they had an option to remove ads. And they put ads on it when it originally didn't have ads to begin with. However,
Interesting.
yeah, Sega was contacted and they said, we'll take care of it, and this update the ads have been removed completely. No one should have to pay to remove ads. So, Sega's been having something good going on for a bit, and now they had a little side skip.
Pretty much.
This is a little bit of annoyance, but not too much of a major thing. I wonder if those who paid to remove ads will be refunded their money.
I hope so. I'm pretty sure that they would do so because, well, like Sega has been pretty good about this, and they did remove ads for everyone, even people who didn't pay for it.
Most will end up here.
So I'm not really sure I can, blame them for this. It seems like Sega just messed up a little bit and was like, oh shit, our bad, let's fix this.
Soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses, all will find their way to us now that the road is
And that's pretty much all I can take from this.
Everyone else, Templar, Raindrops?
What?
What's your thought of the whole Sega thing?
Sonic City sucks.
What happened exactly? Because I'm not totally aware.
Special promotion, Sonic CD is free to play on mobile. However, something went awry and somehow there was ads added onto it and an option to remove the ads. And Sega removed the option to remove ads as well as the ads themselves.
Yeesh.
What is your thought on this little sidestep that they had on their currently good going bit of events?
I have no fucking clue what to think other than somebody done fucked up.
More than likely they did.
glory in this domain of the damned.
I guess that's it then. Not really much of anything else to say.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not much to say about this other than, Sega fucked up, they went, my bad, they fixed it, and everything is good.
Yep. Speaking of another my bad, Evolve will be receiving no more updates. Turtle Rock is canning all further development on Evolve Stage 2. This after their fiasco of when they went free to play by removing all skins that people had earned and bought and then giving them a all flat amount of X amount of money that was only able to buy one skin.
Oh,
Again,
that is a
good
bad
riddance.
move. That is a very bad move.
This happened a few months ago. This was skins that both people had earned in-game and bought with money. And now all those skins are microtransactions via in-game currency that you buy.
Well, let it be known that Turtle Rock Studios is never to be trusted with money ever again.
I'll be right
I mean,
back.
that's really not much to say about this. I mean, like, they fucked up, they turned free to play, they kind of screwed a lot of people out of their hard-earned money.
In blood.
And instead of, trying to compensate the users who paid for the game in terms of, in fair terms, they just gave, like, almost nothing in terms of rewards. And, now they're stopping development. It's kind of the ultimate fuck you.
Yes, it is.
To developers.
A very, very big fuck you. Fuck you all!
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is such. It was such a bad move, and so much of it. It stems from the fact that it was once again a multiplayer only game. The community died off quickly. Those that remained got burned when it went free to play. They didn't even do a good turn to free to play. It went a bad free to play, worse than TF2.
Basically, they kind of dialed up the microtransactions even further.
Yep. Yep. Well, that'll be it for that article. Next on the list is No Man's Sky had another PR meltdown.
Are we surprised?
No, we are not by this time of day. Ooh, I got a torch.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles
Excellent.
paid for
Torches are such a rare commodity in Darkest Dungeon. Ooh, undead monsters. Anyway, I guess that's all that can be said for this one as well. Oh. Sorry, I was still thinking about the Evolve. No, actually, No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky meltdown. The Twitter account said No Man's Sky was a mistake. Then...
Well, it was a mistake.
Yes, it was. Anyway, then news journalists emailed the devs asking what's going on here. What's going on? They got 2 emails saying that there's internal conflicts with staff, and the guy who owned the Twitter is not on good terms with the staff at the moment. However, later he then said he was hacked, both on his email and Twitter account, and he only said that he was hacked after the No Man's Sky Twitter account asked, no longer hacked, right? And he said, yep, no longer hacked anymore.
Yeah, hacked. Yeah.
Hacked within minutes.
their formation.
Ooh, nice.
Maintain the offensive.
Did 7 damage to that skeleton.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
That's about... what does everyone think about this little PR?
Well, I think that, it's pretty much indicative of how bad, Kickstarter-based development had become.
I don't think it was kickstarted.
I don't think the guy's wrong. I mean, hell, No Man's Sky was a mistake.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky was not kickstarted, no.
Yeah, it was Kickstarted, and it kind of shows that the problem with Kickstarter is that lots of people think that they can keep getting money during development and not have to worry about, the rising development costs of, building the game.
I just googled and I'm not getting a Kickstarter for No Man's Sky.
Maybe they deleted it.
They
Check
probably did delete it
archive.is.
because I could have sworn that they would have Kickstarted.
It wasn't kickstarted, and I know that Sony funded the whole thing. But I could be wrong. Not the first time I've been wrong.
Let me guess, Kota screwed up on something and now we have to bully him for it.
Hunting passage.
No, it's more of a... I can't find it was kickstarted, and everyone else
Check
thinks it was.
archive.is.
I'm a little
So
busy playing
what
the game.
is it?
What article are we looking for?
We're not looking for an article. Fazsail believes that No Man's Sky was a Kickstarter game.
Okay.
Okay, no, it wasn't a Kickstarter game. It was Hello Games. Came to Sony with a concept. Sony's like, oh yes, we would totally love to fund this for our glorious PS4. We give you money, give you massive marketing push, and you make game. And then No Man's Sky happened.
Yeah, that's what I thought
Cute
happened.
tweet of No Man's Sky. It was a mistake by Sean fucking Murray. Oh yeah, so we're talking about how Hello Games was hacked.
Yes.
Well, there's two ways I can approach the question of were they hacked. One, we can approach it of the actual I was only pretending to be retarded fact of the matter, where it's like someone, likely Sean Murray, put out actual statements on what he thought of No Man's Sky after realizing everyone hates it and him, and then more or less hid behind the I was hacksaw lel in order to avoid having Sony come in and destroy his fucking anus. Or I can go with the asshole assumption, and that is Vladimir Putin played the game and was not amused with what he saw.
And then they hacked the Twitter account.
Yes. I mean, after all, we have established that Vladimir Putin's interest in the Stalker series proves that he has good taste in video. But yeah, in all seriousness, I just fucked this up to I was only pretending to be retarded. Seriously. Oh, we got hacked when we put out our one moment of clarity and honesty tweet where we admit we fucked up. Oh no, Sony's gonna come down on us if they find this. Ah!
You're an idiot, Murray.
Yeah. Hello Games was a mistake. Never trust them.
Well, of course, because their title is Hello, We Love Games.
Now that is a lie if I ever saw one.
God. Yeah, not really much to say other than Hello Games. Imploding, has no office that's not deserted, and dealing with Putin. Not a good time to be Sean Murray, I think.
Not at all. And people wonder why we don't trust big budget games anymore. Because shit like this keeps happening.
It's like a common occurrence every single time.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the gaming tats are invading the space of gaming development.
There's a reason why I was really glad when Texas began slashing its endowment for the arts at the state level, because the amount of butthurt and rage it caused for all the blue-haired faggots in this industry was so massive that if I could harness it into an energy source, we'd solve the energy crisis.
Nice.
Now, if only we could somehow convince fucking Gearbox Studios to get the fuck out of my state.
Well, for stuff like that, there's always gasoline and napalm.
No, because, see, I want Randy Pitchford to basically undergo a suffering where he watches everything he knows and loves turn to dust before his eyes, and him being forced to live through every second of it.
Well, I don't know, like, I don't think destroying Gearbox before his eyes is gonna do that. I think you need to go one step further and then get his wife to divorce him. And Anthony Bird style.
Oh, God.
Well, I think that'll be it for No Man's Sky Meltdown. So,
Yeah, like
new-
we talked about this at the same level as we've talked, about Star Citizen and all that stuff. It seems like, it's one of those golden pie in the sky game development dreams that nobody has what it takes to develop so far, except for the people making Elite Dangerous. That is all.
Yep. And let us move on to the next one. Skyrim! Special Edition, The Mastery. The HD remaster that everyone's been yearning for many years. Because, we can't get enough fucking Skyrim. 24/7, we need more. In fact, we can't even deal with just using mods for HD. We had to have them do an HD version. But apparently they couldn't HD up the sounds.
Oh boy. I've seen
Mishka.
parallels between this remaster and
You're the one who
the
discovered this
Duke
little
Nukem
tidbit.
20th anniversary edition of this Duke Nukem, and that the audio is worse than the original.
Well, it seems to be more or less of a theme because Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut did the same thing. And hell, if you ever played the PS3 version, you'd probably want to throw up. It was so bad. You ever put a gun inside of a tin can and fire it a few times? That's about what it sounded like for most of the game.
That kind of makes me wonder, like, what is it about the game industry, about messing with the sound effects and making it worse than the original?
Well, Bethesda's had nothing to say about it, but then this just came out. But apparently they used, instead of the original uncompressed WAV format, they used highly compressed XWMs. Someone went into the game files and found that. And that's why
I'm gonna
so
go
bad.
ahead and assume they did this because they lost the original masters because they and their fucking preservation and archivist departments, if they even have one for these matters, are fucking incompetent.
And I think it's less complicated than that. Probably had to compress the sounds down to make room for all those nice graphics. My graphics.
Those nice graphics like on
That
par,
don't make no sense, period.
Mm.
Because when you really stop to think about it, when you have basically games that are already approaching 70 gigs and everyone's like, this is fine on Steam, I don't think them trying to save on disk space makes a whole lot of sense.
But
So you
Unless
understand
they're
how
trying to
asinine
save it.
statement is. Thank you.
Unless they're
here's the
trying
thing,
to
though,
save
you
it
know.
overall with the console version, and they didn't bother on fixing it up for the PC.
That's
Yeah, but-
very possible.
But here's the thing, though. If they did that, but they could have at least tried to use a much more efficient and much more effective format of compressing the audio files than fucking XWM. Like, XWM is one of those very, very early compressed formats that makes MP3 look like a godsend in comparison. Like, XWM, like, I don't even need to tell you how bad it is because, like, it completely rapes the audio quality of the file that it is supposed to compress. And the reason for that is because it had to make a lot of sacrifices because, like, XWM was made in the era, very, very early era of the internet, where the top speed of internet connection is a 28,000 baud modem. Actually, it's even worse. It's a 2800 baud modem.
Yeah, but what we're talking about, we have to normalize everything across the board, even for the PC, which can outperform the console 5 times over.
Yeah, but do you really want a game to take up like 70 gigabytes on your hard drive space?
Nobody wants to, but they will.
No,
I mean, nobody wants to install 70 to 120 gigabytes of Call of Duty, but they will,
Yep.
because otherwise they're not going to play it.
But here's the thing about it,
you won't play it. That sounds like a
But here's
plan.
Wow,
here's
is
the
there
thing
an echo
about
in
it,
there?
though. Like, there already are audio formats that is that is lossless, that you can use to increase the file size of the audio files by about 50 to 66%. You know, audio formats like FLAC and Monkey Audio.
I've never heard of Monkey Audio.
It's the ape format.
Oh.
Like, those audio file formats are lossless, so you're not losing any information doing it that way, and you can cut off like a significant chunk of disk space that it uses up. And hell, if you want to go lossless, go for Vorbis. Vorbis is the best audio compression format so that we have so far. That deals very well with low bitrate and kind of scales pretty well with high bitrate. It is comparable to basically the performance of MP3 audio files of about, 30 to 40% higher bitrate. So like if you compress a Vorbis file to 96 kbps, it'll be the equivalent of an MP3 at 128 kbps.
Wealth beyond measure.
Yeah, I got nothing else to say about the Skyrim bit. Myself, it did sound a little bit off, but also I haven't heard the original sounds for Skyrim for ages because I've been using sound mods.
Well, some people have a higher acuity to hearing sound differences. So that's probably what this is a case of. You might not have noticed it.
More than likely.
There
Where are
also
they
seems
gonna-
to be a thing where modern remakes of old games have this thing about mastering the audio with an equalizer that cuts off the high and low frequency ranges because it causes the most clipping. But the result of that is that it makes everything sound extremely muddy and muffled. And that is exactly what happens with the Megaton edition of the game. Not only did they did that on the audio files themselves, but they also made an engine DSP,
Hey,
an
Fuzz,
engine digital signal processor that, cuts off the high and low ends.
what game are you talking
Yes.
about again?
I'm talking about the audio in the 20th anniversary edition of Duke Nukem
Okay,
3D.
Fuzztail, we're going to do something here. Next
What?
week, instead of doing a podcast, we're going to have an entire 2 hours where you can just sit here and talk about that game.
You're not funny, Mishka.
I'm not trying to
Yeah.
be funny. I'm serious. For the last 2 podcasts, how much have you talked about that game? We'll call it the roast of Duke Nukem or something.
But here's the
The
thing,
Duke
it's not a
roast
roast of Duke Nukem, it's a roast of Gearbox and how badly they have handled things.
Well, yeah, but I'm just thinking you didn't come up with enough content to hate on it with. You could probably do your own podcast about it.
But I already did write up a hot take on this, but so far a certain Puka has failed to make a recording on it so far, so I might have to do it myself whenever I have free time.
Yeah.
Of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
Yeah, it's kind of like it really is, a symptom of a larger problem of the practices of the game industry these days.
Yep. So many problems. So little time. And
I'm
we're
not sure if
back.
I even have a solution for this. I mean, like, you're not really gonna convince a lot of people to basically, pressure game developers and game publishers to basically go, don't fuck with the audio. It's fine the first time around, you're just gonna make it worse if you try to fuck with it. I guess we've kind of exhausted this topic, so shall we move on to the next one? Guys?
I'm here.
Yep. Probably should.
So, next topic is about a game that we will be recommending for this week podcast. It's called Echoplex, and it's a pretty creepy puzzler that pits you against a stocky doppelganger. And it is essentially a very creepy puzzle game on a first-person perspective, and basically it's pretty clever because it doesn't have the typical horror game tropes like zombies, monsters, or ghosts. What it has instead is atmosphere through minimalism and pretty thoughtful puzzle work. And it also features a creepy doppelganger who you must guide and avoid to best set its pieces. Essentially, you're basically pitted against yourself in a creepy atmospheric puzzler, and it's pretty interesting. It is currently on Greenlight, and it has a free demo, which you can pick up if you choose to check it out. The name of the game is called Echoplex. You got any comment?
Well, not particularly. It's not a game I particularly want to play. I don't know. It looks like it might be interesting. Which it has a free demo on Steam if you want to try it out. It's on Greenlight right now.
Vey.
The thing that makes it pretty interesting is that you are not allowed to touch your doppelganger. Because if you make contact with your shadow, the level resets. And so it's kind of like, a race to solve the puzzles first without, running into your own doppelganger. And the best part is, your own doppelganger's behavior is generated by you. Like, every single move you made in previous puzzles is going to be echoed in current puzzles, and you will have to basically work to avoid yourself while besting yourself.
You're talking about the doppelganger game? I'm back. Am I taking that right?
Yeah, Fustel went through the information about it.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back. What did I miss?
Kota came back.
Yep.
Ah,
And I asked you guys was talking about the one game with doppelganger.
yeah. You got anything else to talk about it?
I've
Brack,
never
it
heard
is a
about
pretty
it until
interesting
today.
game.
It seems rather interesting for a game about horror and doppelganger. I haven't seen that many games with doppelgangers lately.
Uh-huh.
Seems to be a underused one.
Underused concept in horror
Yeah.
games.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
So-
What?
Nothing. So, for my next party to venture out into the ruins, should I replace my plague doctor with the gesture, or should I replace my crusader with a man at arms?
Place the Crusader.
Why is that?
Oh.
Actually, I'll keep the crusader because he has plus damage against undead.
Huh. You
So-
have a cultist in your party?
I have not gotten any new ones yet.
Oh.
What?
Pretty heavy decisions. I think man-at-arms might be a useful class to have around. But you should try to get a cultist as soon as possible because they can do some pretty good healing. And that's pretty much it as, what I can say about this game and the game you're playing.
And I have pretty much no opinion because it says it's in a similar vein as Portal and other games like that. And I'm just like, yeah.
I think I'll use gesture. The gesture.
Gesture. Making rude gestures to the trick-or-treaters. So, what else can we talk about? Alright, maybe we could talk about movies, because I've been watching a lot of horror movies as of late.
We still also have one more topic in the list that we came up with.
Oh, well, what do we have left?
So, how many of you remember Klonoa?
Oh,
Oh,
right.
yeah, Klonoa. Yeah, that cute little bugger.
Did you all know that Klonoa is getting a feature-length anime movie?
I didn't know that until today.
Yes, and it will debut on the silver screen via Henshin, an American animation production studio.
Interesting. So I don't really know much about the production of this anime right now. Like the studio, I have never heard of it. But it is kind of odd that it is being produced in America instead
What's
of
the
Japan.
studio name?
Henshin.
Yep.
Henshin?
Yeah. An American animation studio, or production studio.
Do they have any past experience doing previous work?
Their titles currently are...
Let's find out.
let's see here.
Yeah, I've got it. I'm trying to find it. Do you have another name other than just that?
Nope.
Try looking up Henshin animation.
Oh, okay.
The
I found
website
it.
is henshin.com.
Alright, let's...
It's here. One of their movies is called Dinosaur Hates Ninja. In a world when ninjas
Looks
have
like
conquered everything, they get bored and start going back in time for Jurassic-sized fights.
Looks like they're into sillier type stuff.
Yeah. The glorious legend of Zay. Fut's parables following Zay on his journey towards becoming a legend.
So are you saying that it is likely that this Klonoa anime movie, or should I say OVA, is going to be pretty silly?
More than likely.
I would say it's almost certain that it's going to happen.
Well, was the game? It's been a while since I played it. Was it that serious, really?
No. Though
No.
it did have some darker themes in the story, if you actually paid attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, especially in the second game, which was Japan only and the PlayStation 2.
The second game did come to the US.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, then again, it is Namco, so it's pretty, fair to expect them to not bring their stuff over to America.
They did bring the games over, except it stopped getting games after its Game Boy release. Game Boy Advance release.
Which is pretty annoying because, well, they released a really good action RPG called Klonoa Heroes of the Star Medal, or Legend of the Star Medal. And that is a pretty cutesy and pretty nice action RPG with some pretty dark elements. And it's just a crying shame because that game never made it outside of Japan. Pretty sad.
You know, this artwork for Dinosaur Hates Ninja looks very familiar. Oh my god.
What?
Okay. Christopher Hastings and Anthony Clark. They are the names that made Dr. McNinja.
Interesting.
It's like, man, this art style looks very familiar. Even the whole silliness of this animation title looks familiar. And now I realize it's the guy who does the webcomic, Dr. McNinja, made a movie for the studio.
Nice.
Wonder what's going on with that anyway.
Once again, about ninjas.
And that's kind of that guy's thing.
Yeah.
You know, in case you hadn't really noticed.
So, Konoha in development will be written and designed by Hitosai Aiga, produced by Rob Perrietta.
I was expecting you to say Rob Zombie. I'm like, oh.
Now that'll be something else.
Yeah, that would be.
Rob Zombie making a Konoha movie. It'll be like his experiment in doing the Beavis and Butthead movie.
The sun sucks.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, like,
Oh, boy.
like we could talk about the animation stuff, but honestly, like, it's more interesting to talk about the history of the franchise itself, because I think it's one of the most neglected franchises, and undeservedly so neglected franchises that I've ever come across gaming.
Yes, it is.
Like, it had a lot of charm. They even attempted to reboot the series with a remake on the Wii, and nothing happened. It's like,
It actually sold
people
well.
loved it.
Yeah.
People loved it, but it didn't sell well enough to, justify making, more games out of it or more stuff out of it. Which is a real shame because, well, Klonoa games have been consistently good every time, games that feature the character has been released.
Well, hey, maybe the movie will have a new interest for the game.
Guess so.
Grievous injury.
But, in all honesty, though, it's just, tragic what happened to Klonoa, and I'm really, really hoping that this animation is going to be good, and it's going to help revive Klonoa for the newer generation, because, well, with all the, super serious and, cookie cutter designs of modern protagonists in modern gaming, we do need something that, serves as a cutesy but, easily recognizable mascot in games. Because
Something a little bit
Bugsy gonna make
different
a
other
comeback.
than Space Marine. Space
Yep.
Marine Blue, Space Marine Brown.
Because
and
hell,
modern,
I don't think
modern shooter guy number 52.
Give them no quarter.
yeah. And the reason for that is, well, Bubsy and Conquer ain't gonna come back anytime soon.
I
Don't
knew.
even remind me.
I know you was going to bring Bubsy into this one way or another. I just knew.
Here we go again.
So they're not going to make Space 305 then?
Yeah, Space Channel 5, Bubsy harder.
Yeah. No, they're not going to draw more Bubsy fan art?
Well, yeah.
There isn't going to be an official Bubsy game. That'll be sold.
Who
Yeah.
cares? Who cares? Like,
Apparently, Val
look
cares.
at.
You telling that she doesn't matter? Are you saying that? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
but,
saying?
no, I'm saying, how can you tell? What if someone made a new Bubsy game, but it wasn't official? You know, like how you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Then Sega picked it up and made it into a game about a Sonic side story featuring
Yeah.
Bubsy.
I mean, Valerie, you play tons and tons of Doom mods, yet none of those are official. None of them were made by id Software. Why do you care about this? About it being official, you know?
Because, I don't know, because, it deserves more than, the random brain farts of random Doom modders.
Yeah. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I'd love another Final Doom, or heck, I'd love if they did something like Final Doom, but for the new one, like brought back. I
You
don't know.
mean like
Could they
No
bring back
Rest
the
for the
old
Living?
team? What's that?
No Rest for the Living. It's a third-party mission pack that was endorsed by id Software,
Oh,
and
cool.
it is included in the BFG edition of Doom.
Yep.
Actually, pretty
That's
good.
neat. I don't know. What are the people who made Final Doom up to anyway?
I think some of them went into general level design roles in AAA gaming. Others
Oh,
went
okay.
into the shadows and do their own thing. Pretty much
Well,
retired
it
from the
sure
gaming
as hell
scene.
don't attend daily circle jerks.
And the rest of them are still working on the Eternity engine, although the progress has been halted for a while. The Eternity engine, though, is basically supposed to be a competitor to Z-Doom, featuring some pretty neat features like linked portals, which you can use to pretty much abuse and make non-Euclidean geometry in Doom. Like infinitely looping corridors. Corridors that link up in ways they shouldn't. Corridors that go on, that go on forever. Stuff like that. Or you could do stuff like in that one Duke Nukem level, where you have like a room with an outer ring and 4 openings to the inside room, and depending on how you enter it, the inside room is gonna be different.
But only rarely.
Stuff like that. The problem, though, is that development has been halted on the Eternity engine for several years, and it has already become very, very much behind compared to Z-Doom in terms of features and modding tools.
Poor mods.
Carelessness will find no
Which is a big shame because, well, while Z-Doom is pretty amazing so far, if you look under the hood and take a look at the coding team behind Z-Doom right now, you would understand how much of a miserable clusterfuck it had become. The netcode engineer has left in a huff because he got so frustrated with how mismanaged the Z-Doom project has become over the years. And Z-Doom's development has been pretty much been taken over by GraphZal, who is pretty much a whining piss baby. Because I remember when he
whining
made
piss
GZ
baby.
Doom. Yeah.
Fuzztail, are you using social justice terminology?
Oh fuck it. Oh fuck that. No. I'm taking it back and you have to deal with it. But yeah, no, seriously though, GraphZal is responsible for the GZ Doom port of Z-Doom, and he doesn't have a pretty good attitude towards the community. Like, he is basically stuck between the two conflicting philosophies of Doom engines in that he wants Z-Doom to be purist to the original experience from 1993, and at the same time want to make it the #1 modding platform for modders. And it led to really, really dumb boneheaded decisions like reverting certain good code changes, merging of code branches, and really dumb shit like that. It's a mess, and it's a problem that is pretty difficult to solve because, well, the project lead, Randy Height, he he has a problem letting go of Grafcel. Like one time, Grafcel threatened to leave the coding team because things didn't go his way, and Randy Height basically begged him to stay in the team. So yeah, it's a mess, and I really hope that competition takes over.
It'll be nice. Since apparently the entire staff is falling apart.
Yeah. Like, it's gotten to the point where the Zandronum development is beginning to catch up on features with Z-Doom. Which is something that has never happened in, I don't know, a decade? So yeah, that's pretty much it for this topic. Do you want to keep going? Yeah, I would like to talk about. I would like to talk about some movies that we've been watching for the Halloween season.
Yep.
None, because Netflix gutted their horror section.
That sucks.
Yeah. So
And
now
this
it's
is why I never go to
basically
Netflix.
well, okay, not none. I haven't watched a few of the public domain ones, but yeah.
Got any notable things that you've watched that you want to talk about?
Scream Bloody Murder was kind of interesting, but I only saw a little bit of it before the podcast started. Let me think. There was another one before that. Something about a skull. It was mostly just people screaming, and there was a skull.
Isn't that
I
the
don't
point?
remember much. I don't remember most of it. Let me think. There was another one before that I saw today, but I can't remember. Oh, right. Silent Night, Bloody Night. It apparently was a Christmas movie, but the only thing Christmassy about it was they played Christmas music twice during the movie, and there were some lights. Yeah.
Oh, so it's kind of like Die Hard.
Isn't that the movie that
No,
started?
Die Hard is more of a Christmas movie than this was.
Yeah, but Die Hard is an essential Christmas movie, though. You let Christmas go by and you don't watch Die Hard, then please escort yourself to the trash bin.
Ha ha ha.
That's not a
But
joke.
yeah, isn't Silent Night, Bloody Night the movie that started the whole garbage day meme?
No, that was Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Oh, the sequel.
Yeah, and not even, it's not even the same. It's not even a sequel to this movie, though. This is, I don't know, a rip-off of it, maybe? Though I don't know which one came out first.
It's kind of like in the same sense that the troll movies are related to each other.
I guess.
Oh, Trolls 1 and 2 are, I think. But don't they both have trolls?
Well-
And then there was the one that it was trolls, but they're all trees, and then the last one was somehow in the
There are
back.
4. I think there are 4, maybe 5 troll movies, I think.
Yeah, there are 5, but I think at around the 4th movie, actually no, around the 3rd movie,
Well, one of
it's
them.
basically continued by the Italian exploitation flick makers.
Well, that's the thing. One of them is only Troll 3 in other countries. Like they used the mask from the second movie, and so in some foreign releases it's called Troll 3, even though there's a completely different Troll 3. And it's been ages since I found this. I'd have to look it up again.
You should make a video for your channel called History of the Troll Movies.
Nah, someone Brad Jones already did that though.
I know. The most notable movies I've seen this month so far has been the Halloween series, which has been consistently, campy in terms of quality. But I would say that the original and the sequel is the best one out of the bunch. All the rest is more or less just enjoyable due to its campy value. The remakes are expectedly bad, but it's still fun to look at. Let's see, I've watched Nightmare on Elm Street, but I kind of stopped watching it because it stopped becoming horror after the first movie and became pretty much comedy from that point onwards. Like, the second movie is just extremely ridiculous.
The first one, what I've seen of the first one's pretty ridiculous too. I didn't find that scary in the least.
I don't know. I think the first one is a little bit more grounded in its roots in horror, while the second one was like, let's make Freddy Krueger a completely wacky one-liner spewing bad guy. And it's like, yeah, that is not scary at all. I mean, like the fact that Freddy
Yeah.
Krueger tried to, possess a teenager instead of kill them, kind of ruins the character for me. It's like, you're fucking ridiculous.
Or how about the fact that in one of the dreams, for him killing someone, he used an NES. You remember that one?
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, it was. It was funny,
Yeah,
but
it's
still.
more funny than scary at all. Yeah. Which kind of brings me to the point that, remakes are usually inferior to the original. And
Yeah.
that is no better, there's no better, example of this than the original Dawn of the Dead compared to the remake. It's a pretty long list of, things that I loved about Dawn of the Dead that, the remake did wrong. But for example, the remake made all the characters unlikable dicks, which is a big problem for that movie because, like, the main theme of the original Dawn of the Dead is basically survivors trying to live their day-to-day lives, surviving, taking over a mall and making it and mastering the mall, while dealing with the constant threat of zombies as some sort of a pressure. And so there's a real sense of tragedy and attrition when one of the survivors dies or gets infected.
Guys,
It's
I kind of
because you actually like them.
need
Pardon?
to go to bed soon. So can we wrap it up, or do we have any other
Alright.
topics?
We can do a second podcast tomorrow for Fuzzy to talk about movies. If you
Yeah,
want
sure.
to, I bet.
If you want.
I got
But
nothing
yeah,
else to
like
talk
long story short, the original Dawn of the Dead is a masterpiece, and it has lots of set piece variety, lots of characters equally likable and unlikable, and it's a pretty great movie. There's a real sense of tragedy when people go into the zombie side or get killed. But this, which are qualities that you don't see in the remake, because the remake is basically a bunch of douchebags invade a shopping mall that is taken over by another bunch of douchebags. They do douchebag things, and people die because they're fucking idiots, and it's hard to care when any of them dies.
And then the
And they
survivors have a
escape in a
circle jerk
boat,
at the end.
and it's dumb. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my experience watching horror movies. Oh, and one more thing. Go watch Death Watch. It's a really good horror movie. It's set in World War One, in the trenches, and you're gonna love it.
I don't want to play Overwatch.
No, Death Watch.
Well, too bad you're doing it anymore.
Anyway, any final thoughts?
Nope.
Don't buy No Man's
Video
Sky.
games, I don't know.
And don't buy special edition Skyrim either.
Yeah,
Right
don't buy
now.
special editions of Skyrim. Get
But
the
that-
original, mod it.
Yeah.
Put down the controller and read a book already. Anyway, I gotta go to bed. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
User disconnected from your
Alright,
And that'll be
well,
it for
let's
tonight.
kill it.
Y'all have a good